if you're a Yoko Taro fan and you're skipping out on the Nier Automata anime, I just don't understand. You know, you're getting extra content. You're getting some things you haven't seen before, even with the books and the stage plays. It's very interesting seeing a different perspective, a point of view. You're not just retelling a story, you're doing it in a different way that still respects the source material, which a lot of people love when it comes to adaptations. You do it word for word, yes, and that'll be the safest way. And a lot of people, even myself, will prefer that from time to time. But doing it from a different perspective, but still respecting, remember, respecting the source material is what matters, can make a very bold and ambitious project. And this episode really does include it, some might say it may stray from the main plot, and it may be, but it's still good nonetheless. It works. It does some character development, but at the same time, it does nothing to the main actual plot that we all know. But I think that's the point of this anime, is to give us more insight, more detail on this world that we didn't know before. And it seems like with every game and every released content, we know something more about Yoko Taro's vision and what happened in this dying, useless world, a literally god-forsaken world. And we get to see Lily's backstory in a way, and how she met someone else similar to the 2 unit that she saw before. Besides, that wasn't 2B. It could be, but who knows? And it maybe makes you wonder with the advancements of the androids, how the androids can look like they're bleeding, but it's not real blood. How they have emotion. How they say they can't dream, but they have memories of stuff. So when they sleep, they have memories, visions of their memories of their past and stuff. You know, they don't have souls and there's no afterlife for them. They have this, they have their memories. They have their emotions. In a way, they're a complication, a contradiction, kind of like nobodies from Kingdom Hearts. Like Kingdom Hearts 2, the best Kingdom Hearts game ever. It was the nobodies who weren't supposed to have a heart, so they had no feelings or emotions. But even though they act like they did, they said they could be mimicking of their past selves. But that could be not the case, as later on in Dream Dark Distance proven that their hearts were slowly going back to them, being replaced in a way. So that's what was happening, but they didn't know that. So it could be something similar to the androids. The fact that these humans, like, think about it. Where the androids came from? The androids did exist during the time of the white clonation syndrome. And they did exist. And they were fighting off against Legion. So, even in Replicant, you didn't see much of them, though. Only Dev and Popa. But they were out there somewhere. But then, after Nier, they start showing up again for the battle. So who made the androids? Again, is my other question. Who made the androids? And who knew that the regular resistance androids could have, the logic virus put on them? Like, since that's when that happened. I thought the logic virus was like a backdoor system that allowed the logic virus to get in. So the Ural units can get the logic virus when it was time to shut everything down. So I knew resistant androids could get it too. I didn't know that. And of course, when you try to clear the logic virus out of somebody, you are more likely to get it yourself. I guess that's what happened to one of the Ural units and stuff. It was a suicide mission. You ever seen those movies that are trending in during the early 2000s, where there's about a lot of military movies going in on some foreign country, trying to rescue some people, and a lot of them end up dying in the end, but they complete the job, the mission, or sometimes they don't. That's what this episode reminded me of. I used to watch a lot of those movies. One of my uncles had tons of them. Some of them had the same plot, but it was still interesting. A group of military men came in to a foreign country to rescue someone, but that person that they were rescuing was helping out the people that needed help there. So that person convinced the soldiers to help them out, and they did. They finish the job, but a lot of them, or a few of them, die. And then the end of the movie. You know, there's more to it, but I'm just very simplifying it. That's what this episode reminded me of. Lily and her survivor's guilt. In a way, she carries on the memories of her fallen comrades. And even though there's only one episode, I guess I could see if we had 2 episodes of this, I think I would have felt more attached to her fallen comrades. But I guess that's not the point of the story. Either way, I did like it. Like, it was its own story, its own show, little arc. I would have enjoyed it, seeing the Ural units and resistance groups, you know, having more time to develop and to bond. And so when they do get wiped out, you're like, oh no, not them and stuff. Even if the two rivals, the two rivals were just very also interesting to see as well. And Lily being scared of the Yar units. And then they had to attack one of the computer main bases for the machine network. And you saw those machines. Now, if we went through something like that in the video game, we would have been screwed. We've been really screwed when you think about it. So I'm wondering, the reason why the Nier game was pretty easy because they took out most of the machine bases, the hard ones in the area. That shut down most of the machines, but the ones that are remaining weren't the really, really strong ones. Probably. That's just my theory. Because if those things were still out there, just roaming around, it would have been over. It would have been over for us in the game. What's the point? Everyone went Earth. Another thing I want to talk about is what Command and Yorha is doing up there. We're requesting reinforcements, but they won't send reinforcements. Almost as if they want them to fail. If they do succeed, they have to struggle based off a miracle. It's almost as if they're hoping that all of Yorha units just died out. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? You gotta say something's up there, huh? Y'all wanted their soldiers to die. Almost as if they wanted them to fail. But the commander had a look on her face. As you can see, she doesn't want it to happen. She's listening to this voice. And the voice, which is the people on the moon, telling her no. No reinforcements. She's obeying orders from people on the moon, and she's not listening. But there's more to it that I won't say just yet. But it is crazy that this is happening. It's nuts. But it's is all messed up, man. Because this isn't the first time we've seen this. We've seen it before where Commander had a disturbed look on her face when she was talking to the higher-ups, as if she was just disgusted with their decisions, their selfish decisions. But if you are a Nier fan, you already know what's going on. You know what's happening. And it's just sad that this is happening. People, even androids, dying for nothing. Not for no noble cause. Sorry, this woke up. But they're dying for really just nothing when you think about it. They're fighting for two gods who are no longer there, and they're desperate to continue on with their purpose, even though there's no reason for it. Fighting a war for no reason. Oh man, it sounds like something from Junko Inoshima would do from Danganronpa. But anyways, I think that's all I got for this video. I'm really enjoying Nier. Could this be one of the best video game adaptations when it comes to a video game? It's hard to say, because you got Castlevania, you got Cyberpunk, you got Arcane, you got Devil May Cry series, Steins Gate, Oculus Trip. You got a lot to work with, so you gotta really decide which one's the best, because there's a lot of video game adaptation animes out there. But this one is really hitting up there very good. I also forgot about Blaze Blue, too. That was pretty good, yeah. Course Party sucked, though. Entertaining, but still sucked. So anyways, I'm going to leave this video for here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox, signing out.